welcome everybody to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo Woo podcast. I am one of your hostesses, Gayle Nicholson. Hesitated there, couldn't remember my name for a second. Hot Spotlight host and miracle making queen with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. And to my side, I have Krista Ducharme, intuitive healer, the teacher, life coach at Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. Now you're a theta teacher, according to whatever messages I'm getting. So just pin in that. We'll come back to that later. And Joanne Angel Barry Colon, certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, and cosmic energy reader up at Wholistic Fitness, New York. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. God, please take it away.
I'm like, Joanne, you're a heater now.
Yes. It's that wonderful hot pink vest that she wears to the show.
That's it. She just like, warms everything up.
Warm.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that is it. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. Why not? It works.
So funny. So, how you guys doing today? Krista, what's this theta thing that you...
You know, I'll have to look into that and get back to you on that one. I've heard of theta work. Actually, I really have. And I've been, funny enough, I've actually been working on my hypnosis a little bit again. And so, yeah.
Nice.
Maybe that's what you're getting.
Maybe.
Is, as I'm tapping into that theta brainwave during hypnosis. There you go.
That's got to be it. That or I'm not quite awake. Joanne, how you doing up there in New York? Is springing? Are you getting any long-term warm, or are you still flipping back and forth?
Yeah. It's been a flip. Today's like 71, but from what I understand, tomorrow's gonna be raining. So yeah, not quite in the steady warm temperature just yet, but it's only April. I was gonna say it's only May, but it's not even May yet.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's only April, so yeah, that's usually about right. So as long as I am wearing long sleeves, it's not warm yet for me.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense actually. Well, hello, Tracy, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm having a trouble getting the view on Facebook to be able to see your comments in the chat. So forgive me while I get that going. That's what's going on with me today. Trying to figure all this stuff out. You know what's weird? I moved one of my monitors to the other side of the desk, and my brain is going, that doesn't belong there. Nothing looks right.
Oh,
Did you ever get that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I get that. I do. I get that. Yes, I really do. Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. You'll adjust, and then it will be fine.
Exactly.
It's not about putting it back to the other place. It's about adjusting, and you'll be fine.
Going with the flow. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I want to take just a moment with your indulgences, my friends, to give a moment of respect to a friend of mine who had a celebration of life today. Now, you probably have never heard me talk about this guy. I haven't seen or crossed paths with him in a dozen years. But this particular gentleman was absolutely integral in changing the conversation around marijuana in this country, in Michigan, Washington, D.C., and like other states as well. He would go around, he would talk to people. He was an activist of the highest order, not just for marijuana, but for a lot of different stuff, though marijuana was his forte. This man was someone that you always aspire to be, but never thought it was possible for anybody to be. Everywhere he went, he created things. This was a professor at Macomb College, who actually took his classes to a Socratic method. And decades later, people would come up to him, passing him, in the streets and just say, "You changed my life." His mark upon the world for the powers of love and light and being an divine individual expression of God is uncompared. And I would just like to say thank you to Marvin Surowitz, who was a way shower for a lot of people in this country. And there is no irony in the fact that he had his memorial service, his celebration of life on 420.
Yes, exactly. It is
So-
420, isn't it?
It is. It is. So along those lines, let's let Joanne have the reins a little bit for all of these wonderful numbers and planetary alignments that are falling into place today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as usual, I usually say that the energy is interesting, but this time I really mean the energy is interesting. I've been listening to, reading, and participating in different people's experiences that have been going on in the last give and take 2 weeks, and it's going to get even more interesting. What I mean by that, this is the last week, and I think Krista actually posted this a little while ago. This is the last week we are going to be retrograde free. We are literally moving into retrograde season, starting with this, I believe it's this Monday.
The 27th.
Yes, the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto will be going retrograde. Now, Pluto is our planet of transformations and rebirth. It sits in Capricorn energy, so it's going to be in what they call the 10th house energy.
Mm-hmm.
And for everybody, what this means is anytime a planet retrogrades, in theory, the planet slows down, goes backwards. The process of what each and every one of us will experience energetically is the process of letting things go, because when we talk about transformation is about letting things go, changing, clearing things out, decluttering. And when I speak about decluttering, it's not just the material things, like let's say rearranging your computer setup.
Or wait, you were sharing how you were decluttering the other day.
Yeah.
And it's not like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's not just related to the material things, but also majorly related to the spiritual alignments that each and every one of us have, and the things that we are working on unconsciously to release so we can have a rebirth. So this is a period where many of us, if not all of us, and I have to be politically correct and just say many of us, because if I turn around and say all of us, then it's like, oh, really? All of us? But yeah, politically correct, many of us will be experiencing things that we are going to be transforming from. The best way, what I usually like to say, is the things that you are not ready to let go of is now the time where the universe steps in and says, well, I've given you ample time to step away from this process, but you've chosen not to. So now I step in, or shall I say, Pluto steps in and says, this has expired X amount of months ago or X amount of years ago. Now it's time to let it go, so you make space for that rebirth. So anything that any of us have been hanging on to, hoping and wishing that it would get better, or we could do it a different way, well, Pluto's going to take charge here during this retrograde and help you let it go, willingly or not.
Yeah, I've actually seen in one of my apps that I use for my horoscope for a number of weeks that it keeps telling me life is going to shift really fast. You can't do anything about it. Be ready for it, because when it happens, it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's almost going to feel like a whirl spin, so to speak, but it's going to be a gentle whirl spin, because we do want to make notation that this has taken place in what we call the sun energy of Taurus, which is an earth sign. So I'm almost thankful that this retrograde is actually taking place in an earth sign and not a fire sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Reason being is if it was a fire sign, it would really feel like a whirl spin. Like we're all like in this place of we have to move. Where it's going to be a very gentle, subtle pace where we're almost not going to even feel Pluto doing its work, but Pluto's going to be doing the work behind the scenes. And anything that doesn't serve, anything that has expired, theoretically speaking, is going to get ready to transform. So each and every one of us can experience this rebirth at the end of this retrograde where it goes direct. And now, in addition to the Pluto retrograde, which I don't want to be a spoiler alert too much, but shortly after Pluto goes retrograde, Mercury will be going in retrograde as well.
No.
Yes.
That's for everybody else.
Yes.
This is not looking good over here. It's not looking good.
We're all very familiar with when Mercury goes retrograde. So that's about our technology. That's about how we communicate. That's about travel, planning, and scheduling. But we're familiar with Mercury because it does it 3 or 4 times a year. Ironically enough, this year it's doing it 3 times. And as I was chatting with my favorite astrologer, Kendra Greer, I had asked him, is it usual for the Mercury retrogrades to retrograde in the same element? Because I noticed that this year all 3 retrogrades are retrograding in the air sign. And he said to me, no, they do not usually retrograde in the same element. This year is very peculiar. And there's also something about this year that we all need to pay attention to because all 3 retrogrades will take place in an air sign. The recent one in Mercury was in Aquarius, which is all about the thinking. Our next Mercury retrograde will be in Gemini, which is all about how we speak. Okay. And the next one will be in Libra, which is all about balancing. So just a little heads up there.
You know what I'm hearing in all this? Mother Nature has had enough. Sit your butts down, think about what you've done, and we'll give you 3 shots at it to fix this.
Yes, ma'am.
And as you say that, I get this tingling sensation that you're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Pay attention, would you?
Pay attention. Now, before we actually came on the show today, I had sent to both of you a message about looking at your natal charts. Yep. And for our viewers, when you get a chance, of course, after the show, I would love for you to go and check out your natal chart and take a peek to see where Pluto sits on your natal chart. For example, and I had this in my head earlier, but I lost it, but it's a good thing I brought my notes. Pluto in my chart is sitting, where is Pluto? Pluto, show yourself. Oh, there we go. Pluto is sitting in my chart in Virgo in the 3rd house. Mm-hmm. Now, many of you might be sitting back and saying to yourself, what the hell does that actually mean?
Yeah.
I truly believe it's very similar to when we speak about the sun sign, where right now we're in Taurus energy and where that correlates with your sun sign. Because for each and every one of us, it's got a different theme based on where it sits in your sun sign. The same way where Pluto is, which is in Capricorn energy, and it's going to retrograde in Capricorn energy. How is that correlating with where Pluto sits on your chart? Yes, Krista.
Okay, I was very confused. Now I found Pluto. And my Pluto, now that I've just interrupted you, because I was like, I don't have Pluto. Yes, I do have Pluto. No, Pluto for me sits in Virgo.
Which is
first
the
house.
It's mine. Except mine's in my 3rd house and yours is in your 1st house.
Mine's in my 1st house.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, one of the things that I think we need to point out is that we're all very close in age, and Pluto's transit is very, very long. So I would be surprised if it wasn't in Virgo for all 3 of us. The house being the determining factor here, right, Joanne?
Yeah, and you and I are closest, Gayle, in terms of birth date. So, yeah.
But doesn't it take like 9 years for Pluto to make its, or is it
I
even
think so.
longer than that?
Exactly. I think so. Exactly. Exactly. So just so our viewers are not confused, what does it actually mean that Krista's Pluto is in her first house, mine is in the third house, we both have it in Virgo. So first house representation is about self. So as this Pluto retrogrades in Capricorn energy, it's for you going to be really reflecting on yourself.
Oh, okay.
And for me, it's going to reflect on, and notice I know the first house, and I have to look at the third house information. Just pointing it out to you all. Third house for me is about, fun, because I don't do this enough. Thinking. Talking, my gadgets and my instant messages, like, the things I want to put out there, and associating with my siblings. So that's what it's going to be connecting to for me. So, and again,
I'm 10th house. What does 10th house say?
10th house is associated with, is that where yours are sitting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Pluto and Virgo in my 10th house.
Yes, and that's actually it. Gayle, you're gonna fall off your chair.
Oh, please.
No, that's why I was saying this is not looking good.
Yeah. Please hold on to your chair tightly when I say this. Please, please, please. 10th house energy is Capricorn, so you're actually in the exact energy where this retrograde is taking place, by the way. And that's all to do with structures, cooperation, traditions, public image, your fame, your honors, your achievements, awards, boundaries, having rules, being disciplined, and also the association with fathers and fatherhood.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's for 10th house energy, which Gayle happens to have her Pluto in. Fun for you, my dear.
Yay!
Yes. And just to recap for our viewers, because they're sitting back probably saying, well, what the hell? Well, I always like to measure it like this. We're all going to feel and experience this retrograde of Pluto, the transformations and the rebirths. And every one of us are going to feel it, obviously, in different themes, different areas. But at the end of it all, the beauty of it all is that we all get to be reborn. We all transform into this newer version of ourselves. So whoever we are all right now, how we show up all right now, we're going to be a different version of us at the end of this. So I always say it's a beautiful thing when we experience retrogrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I find that retrogrades is a time for reflection, no matter what it is, including Mercury. And I know I went, no, and I was just kidding. I've learned to flow with them. I look at it as that time that you flow with the energy that's coming up. Although I have to say that the previous 2 years, 2019 and 2020, all the retrogrades, really, I'm like, seriously, I am done. I am really done.
Yeah. Well, when you think about the retrogrades back in 2019 and 2020, and I forget exactly which of the 2 years that we had 7 retrogrades at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So when we get that many retrogrades at the same time, I think we're all pretty much done, because it's like, oh my God, we feel like we've been rolled up together and twisted and milled and ripped apart.
Right.
Yep. And that's exactly the way for me, at least 2019 2020 wasn't as bad, but 2019, a little bit of 2018, 2019, I really felt like I was run through an extruder in the washing machine cycle, like all year.
I believe that.
Like,
and when you think about 2019 overall, when you think about that in numerology, which makes sense to why you might have felt that way, the energy of that year itself was an 11.
Yeah, it was a powerful year. It really was. I mean, it was a crazy one.
Yes, so we all really got to experience some new things about ourselves. We shredded layers of
Yep.
skin that no longer served
Yep.
us. So we can do what we're doing here today, because if we didn't have that energy back in 2019 and we didn't have 2020 pandemic, who the hell
That's
knows if the universe would have bring the three of us together.
That's true.
Well, and that's it. I
So-
think of that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that's how we met.
Yes. So I think with all the cosmic energy that I just shared for today, I think this is enough information for all of us for right now. That I don't want to do an overload. I don't want any of you to be sitting at your chair saying, "Oh my God, really?" So that's what I have for you for today. Enjoy
Awesome.
it, embrace it. Oh, I have one more little thing to share in reference to the energy, because the Pluto retrograde isn't enough, because on that day that Pluto retrogrades is the full moon.
Yes.
Okay. So, oh shit.
In Scorpio energy.
Oh my
We're gonna
God.
have fun. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes. I just have to
It
share.
is.
Now that we got cosmic energy overload for
And what day is that going to happen? Is that
the
Sunday.
27th.
The
The
27th?
27th. I
So
think
a week
Sunday.
from today.
Yes.
Is
a week
that
from
why
today,
you're
so
skipping
Tuesday.
out?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Exactly.
it.
And we will actually start to feel this energy as
That's why I said the
as of
weekend.
give and take Friday. This Friday, we will start to feel this energy moving in. Yes. So
But,
many of
yeah.
us, if I had to share a tip to help every one of us stay grounded for this energy that's coming in, the tip would be pray.
My
and
tip
I
would
would
be
say
come on
that-
over to Tipsies and Tiaras. We'll drink together.
There you go. There you go. And and see, and I just go with my tip as being ground.
Yes.
Ground. Cover yourself in like black tourmaline, obsidian.
Yeah.
Go roll
Nice
out in dirt.
Deep hole.
Yes. Because
Go to the beach.
it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah. We're all good though. We'll all survive this. But interesting enough, if I'm not mistaken, Krista, you have a sun Scorpio, yes?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And Gayle, you have double Scorpio, yes?
Yes. I have
Rising
Libra double Scorpio.
Rising and moon, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, my child, my Lord, for you.
No.
Bless your soul.
I feel personally attacked by planets right now, okay?
Bless your soul, my baby. It's a good thing you and I are meeting tomorrow privately.
Yes, thank God.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's
'cause
okay. If you need backup, Gail, just message me.
No,
because
she's the one that's going to need backup.
Yeah, because Gail has the Scorpio moon and the Scorpio rising sign, which out of the three, the sun, moon, and rising, the rising is the most potent that feels this, but also because it's in your moon sign, it's like a double whammy for you, Gail. I love you. I love you.
Just shoot me out of a cannon this weekend. I'll be fine.
It'll be good.
But it makes so much sense to why in the past, let's say week and a half or 2 weeks, you were feeling what you were feeling and going through, because it was literally leading you into where you're going to now. So it's all good. It's all really good.
Yeah. In the end,
Where's
you're
the
going to feel
net?
good.
So as long as I can look around and look below and see that there should be a net there, not looking back and there should be a net there, I'm good.
Yeah.
You are
You're
fully
good.
supported. Fully supported. I promise you.
Awesome.
Yep, definitely. Okay, now one thing I'm going to add in for all our viewers, whether you're watching now with us in our antics or whether you're watching in the replay, I did add a link to a very great place that I got my astrological chart, not as a natal chart where it's a circle, but it's all listed out so you can actually read it and understand it. And I put the link there, and it's astrosofa.com. Actually, there's a lot of really fun astrological stuff there that you can learn about yourself, so that when Joanne talks about this, you won't, have that deer in the headlight look.
Yes.
Seriously.
So basically, Krista, you're taking away the confusion and the fun of the beautiful.
I'm adding the chaos. I'm just adding out, a little bit of help.
Yeah.
Whether they decide to take it or leave it is all up to them.
And what was that? And what was that site again?
It's Astro. I have it in our links, but it's Astro, ASTRO, Sofa, SOFA.com.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's really kind of cool there. And you're looking, the link that I actually put in our group, it brings you directly, and you just need to know your date of birth. If you know your birth time, it makes it a lot easier. Like I did mine, my husband's, and my kids, and I think Kevin is the only one who didn't have his time on his birth certificate, but I happened to have everybody's stuff on my lap, so I just went ahead and I did it.
Yes. Nice. And for our viewers who do not know the time that they were born, if you have an idea if you were born in the morning time, then just put 12 a.m. If you know you were born in the evening hours, put 12 p.m. Mm-hmm. If you're not really 100% sure of either, then guess what? Just do one of each. And the only thing that's really going to alter in that, from what I understand, would be the rising sign.
Yeah, because that changes every 2 hours.
Yes, exactly. So because there are a lot of people out there who, for whatever the reasons are, their times are not on their birth certificates.
Yeah, it's not required in all states, and it's not documented anywhere. That they give you the documentation. I read that because I was looking for information. I think on I was doing a chart, a numerology chart for someone. And that was part of research I was doing. I look up stupid things. I really do sometimes.
You're going to love this. I feel cheated because when you don't know the time on your time of birth to put in for those charts, they automatically usually, if they don't offer you the chance to, they go with noon, right?
Yeah.
My time of birth is 11:55.
Oh, wow. Double.
Yeah, and I know Joanne's mouth just dropped with the 11:55. Yeah.
And then you seem to wonder, you sit in curiosity of like, why are you experiencing the lessons you're experiencing? You have a master number you have a master number in your time, and then you have a power number in your time. Two power numbers, because it adds up to 66. So it's like, oh my Lord, no wonder why you experience the lessons you're experiencing. Everything always makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. That makes so much sense. I'm like, now I'm really curious. Now I want to know your full. I'm like, okay, Gayle, I got to do your chart.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to know. I just want to know.
I would love to see your chart, because I've had my charts done a million different ways, and almost all the time it just, yep. And it's pretty amazing. But I thought that I was a Sagittarius rising for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of that hour change, because when I could put it in as like 11:55 or as opposed to noon or whatever, it shifted into the next sign or something. Sagittarius was after Scorpio, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that had to have been it. It had to have like put me into the noon hour automatically and gave me Sagittarius. So for the longest time I thought that I was Sagittarius rising, not Scorpio.
But I bet it makes far more sense knowing it's Scorpio than Sagittarius.
There was like 2 or 3 things that said yes to Sagittarius, but there was Scorpio.
list to Scorpio. Yeah. Yeah, because Scorpios have very, very distinctive traits. Yeah. Speaking as one.
Krista, what time were you born?
2:29 a.m.
Nice.
2:29. Well,
a.m. on the 29th of October.
And theoretically, you too also have a master number in your time. 2:29.
Oh yeah, I do. 11. I didn't think of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
See
awesome.
that? We're just learning all kinds
right?
of stuff.
This is a lot of fun, but we're totally off topic for today. So let me bring this back around for a second, just by giving a hello and a what's up to our sponsor, Sue, over at Class Act Imports. Please go visit Sue and check out all of the amazing jewelry that she's got right now, especially because right now, Sue is running a fundraiser, and any jewelry, stones, Baltic amber, necklaces that you buy from Retail Therapy with Sue and CAI, Class Act Imports, and you mention all the King's Men, or no, excuse me, mind, all the King's Children.org, she will put a portion of the proceeds of your purchase into a donation for that wonderful organization. So this is the week to, if you have been thinking about buying something from Sue to support Three Crones and the Woo-Woos, this is the week to do it. And she's got some amazing crystal type jewelry and pendant stuff that she's been showing in addition to the Baltic Amber. So get over to Retail Therapy with Sue and CAI, check out what she's got to offer, and mention allthekingschildren.org, and know that you'll be taking care of yourself as you are taking care of another little piece of the world. Awesome. Alrighty, so back on track now.
Okay, if you say so.
You say so.
We'll roll with this. We can play this game.
There you go. All right, my dear Ms. Krista, tell us about this week's Crystal of the Week.
All right. How is everybody? I have on my librarian look. I've reached now this point where I really can't look. I'm trying to tilt them so it doesn't glare. There we go. I've really reached a point where I can't look at stuff reading it now without my readers. So it's kind of it's becoming comical. In my life, it's comical. You go from 20/20 vision, you hit 50 and it's amazing. You need readers. Mm-hmm. All right. So the crystal of the week has nothing to do with readers. Zero, zilch, not. It is a Lemurian crystal. Now, I want to clarify something because Gayle wrote Lemurian seed crystal, which is cool. That's a crystal too.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both
different.
They're just slightly different, and it's only more, honestly, for me, it's a Lemurian seed crystal. The difference between the two is the location and where they're found. So Lemurian seed crystal only is found down in one specific area in Brazil. All right. So the one I'm going to be showing you is a seed crystal. Sadly, it's broken. It's not its fault. It had help from my cat. Who's no longer with us, so I will not speak ill of the dead. So yeah. So do you see the striations? I tried to get a good photo. So do you see those lines that are at the side, right where my pinky is, right below?
Yep. Okay,
so what makes it a Lemurian crystal are the striations, and they have to be vivid, right? So these have ones that are really profound, right? You can really see them. Let's see, like that. And then there are others, like here's another one. There we go. This there we go. This side there. Oh, I had it. I'm really working with the light here, folks. Sorry.
Do you have something darker that you could put over to your hand to create more
let me see. I did.
background?
Oh, yes, hold on. Give me just a second. I have to take my headset off. All right, here we go.
Do 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 do. Oh, she's back.
All right, hold on. I really need to I'm going to have to come out. Okay, sorry, guys. We'll come up with something.
Hey,
I
this
need
is
to come up with something that I can do this with. Let's see.
You missed my
I
Jeopardy
couldn't.
theme.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Can we see? There we go. A little bit better.
Beautiful.
And you see the striation. Okay. And then this side. So all the sides of this particular crystal, which makes it a Lemurian, and this one's a Lemurian red. So do you see the iron on it? That's what makes it red. And so they're really wonderful. And the story about Lemurian crystals is that they are the record keeper of a colony of Lemuria, which was down in in South America. This is the story. And Lemuria was before the Atlantean, Lemuria was before Atlantis, right?
Or at least around the same time, yeah.
Or around the same time.
Yeah.
And so they are the record keepers. So they're the ones, think of them as being the library of knowledge. So for those of us in the United States, it's the Lemurian crystal or Lemurian sea crystal that's from Brazil is considered to be, their Library of Congress. So it has all the knowledge that you possibly, that they had at that time. It's a really, really powerful crystal to work with. I have a couple of really little ones, but mainly I had my big one.
Can I show you some of mine?
I would love to see some of yours.
Okay.
And you show them you show them, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit more because you're going to like it.
Okay, cool. I might need a little bit more of a backdrop, but I don't. Let me see. Hold on one second.
Yep. Yeah. So a Lemurian means one, or the messages that you get is oneness when you work with them. So if you're working with it, don't think that it's it's about being together, and really we're all going to need that by the sounds of things this week.
Okay, so here's one that is the only one that I have. That is, let me see if
I see him. I see. Oh no, I see it.
It's actually slightly druzy. It's got some growth on it.
I do, but you can see the striations as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I have druzy.
Now that's the only one that I've got that's clear quartz.
And that's the thing is true Lemurian seed is only clear quartz.
Yeah, and then you get these.
Even though that they call this a red Lemurian, I really wish.
These are all smoky.
Those are beautiful. So and this is what this looks like.
Yes.
When I put it together.
That's really awesome. That's much like this one, actually. Do you see this?
Yeah, that one's
the different
handsome.
Shapes at the different ends?
Yes, it is. Yeah, this one has two really great shapes. I love it. Oh, that one's beautiful.
Right.
That one would be great for grids.
Yeah, this one does a lot of cutting work for me.
And
then this one's got it's hard to explain even. It's got all these little teeny tiny ends on it. So it's really great with doing community work.
Yes.
And inner child work. And then, of course, the other side is the classic Lemurian tip.
Nice.
That's a beautiful. Yes. That is gorgeous. So think of the Lemurian crystal as you go on and just demonstrate and show as being something. I always think of it when I see it as like Superman. So, in the Superman movie, the crystals in his ice palace, I know that isn't what it's called. And Superman
Krypton.
heroes, Yeah, well, it's not the Krypton, but Krypton on Earth. You know
Yeah.
where he would go? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That
and
crystal
he had
cave.
those really cool crystals that Hollywood, gathered up and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Dilithium.
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just kidding. And then
But
another
yeah,
baby.
so that's what I always think of, the Lemurian crystals. That one's beautiful as well. Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
Gail, you have some gorgeous ones.
These
Yeah,
were these were entrusted to me by this strange thing happened to me one time. A woman said, "I need to close my crystal shop. Will you take my crystals?" And I said, "Oh, okay. Do you want money for them?" She's like, "Yeah, you can give me $300 for the whole thing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, but I don't have anything right now." She's like, "Don't worry about it. They just need to be somewhere safe." I've never seen her again.
Mm.
And these are high quality
they
tools,
are.
right? And these
Wow.
aren't
Yeah,
all that
definitely.
she gave me, but these are the ones where it's like, oh my gosh, these go special places. These are
Oh
for
my
special things.
goodness.
Yeah,
Wow, what a gift.
yeah,
What
totally.
a gift. So I was telling everybody it's oneness and peace, right? We're all going to need some of that. So Gail, honey, you keep those crystals nearby.
Right,
Um
a slice of
so
bitch.
so I wanted to share what Adam wrote because I always just love what he does. A big shout out to Adam. Um and for those of you who don't know, he's one of my crystal cohort people down in Australia. And so, yeah, so this is really cool. The animal. So, what animal would you guess is related to a Lemurian?
A lemur.
Oh, that's cool, but no. I will say this: it's of the
So much for
ocean.
logic.
Okay, I know. Well, you won't get it. So here we go. We're not going to play 30 questions, although it would be so much fun.
Fun. Yeah.
A
It's
chupacabra.
it's a turtle, actually. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe
So
because of the
he has it related
striations
to
on the
turtle.
belly.
Maybe because of the striations. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. A turtle is full of ancient wisdom. I mean, think how long they live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Think about that. They
Mm-hmm.
are, I mean, they just live forever.
Yeah.
So yeah. And here's something to know about cleaning your crystal or not, is that Lemurian crystals have been programmed by the Lemurians. So it is not recommended to cleanse them unless you
Nice.
want to remove the Lemurian wisdom
Mm.
that are held within. So what you can do is you can simply use it like a regular piece of quartz or place it if you feel like it's absorbed too much modern dayness of it, um, that maybe you live in a really busy area. The person that comes to mind, of course, is you, Joanne, of all of us, because you live in Queens.
Yes.
So for you, if you're feeling like if you have a Lemurian crystal and it's feeling very clouded with the energy, just put it outside in the dirt, but make sure it's not, Miracle Grow.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It
Yes.
needs to be dirt, or go
Like
to the
real
beach.
dirt. Yes.
Yeah. Take it to the beach.
I
But
found
don't,
I found sound does really good with them too.
yeah, but yeah, you just don't want it to use anything that's um that's too much because you don't want to clear it.
Yeah.
You just want to give it a, like, okay, thank you, modern energy, you can go away now. And there's some, when you start playing with crystals more and more, you'll start realizing, because they'll talk to you. And I know I say this, and my kids are always tease me and they laugh. They're like, Mom, they're crystals. They don't talk. I'm like, well, they don't talk like you and I do, but they do communicate with you. You just have to be open to listening to how they're going to speak to you. And they let you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
do.
Yeah,
They
do.
sure do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
righty.
So that's all.
That is freaking awesome. Thank you very, very much. I didn't mean to step on you there.
No,
I
no,
do want to mention that once again, we gave away a prize this week to someone who liked, commented, and shared this broadcast. So if you want to be in the drawing for next week, you can win one of these by liking, commenting, and sharing this live broadcast. You can do it on the replay too. If you're watching it on the replay, tag hashtag replay and share it out from there. And we want to say an extra special thank you to G. Michael Turner, who shared and was the winner for last week's and will be receiving one of these 3 Crones and the Woo Woo slabs in the mail. All you got to do is reach out to me, Michael, and give me your snail mail address for me to ship it out to. And for all of the rest of you, once again, please go visit our sponsor, especially this week. She's doing this amazing fundraiser for All the King's Children, and if you mention All the King's Children to her when you make your purchase, a good portion of that will be donated to that wonderful organization. All right. So, once again, we want to say thank you to our sponsors at Dimensional Healing with Krista Ducharme, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting, and Joanne Angel Barry Colon, also at Wholistic Fitness New York. Now, I want to give you ladies, before we actually sign this off, we got about 10 minutes left. I want to give each of you the opportunity to talk about, there's my whole segment, isn't there? Damn. All right.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. So today, what don't you know that you don't know? Apparently, it's how to run a freaking podcast show. Alrighty. Well,
we're having a good day.
When we're keying in with these Lemurian crystals, and I never knew that they were anything but Lemurian seed crystals, because the lady that taught me about them, shout out to Amanda Slade. Thank you very much. You're amazing, Amanda. Life in the Spirit, and I can't remember she's got this diamond frequency thing. It's really awesome. Anyways, she told me about them, and she's like, yeah, the Lemurians programmed them and seeded the earth with them so that we would have access to the ancient knowledge that would not be passed down, that would be worn away over the years and stuff like that. And it made absolute sense to me. And the first thing that she taught me on how to do with these crystals is to just lightly rub the edge of your finger down the striations in meditation. And it's essential. I don't know if it's Akashic Records, because I don't know enough about Akashic Records to say one system's different than the other. I don't know. Yeah. But it opens up this information. And hell, sometimes it can be better than Netflix. More interesting. Not the same documentary you've seen over and over again. But it's really cool to work with them. So when I was thinking about what to talk about with that, it really comes down to, what don't you know that you know? Right? Because there's so much available to us when we can step into that question. What don't I know that I really do know? What do I know about this? Right? And it's like when I just said about the Akashic Records, right? I don't know everything about the Akashic Records. I know very little about the Akashic Records. But staying in that I don't know anything about the Akashic Records because I don't know everything about the Akashic Records is just a lie. It's bullshit. What do I know about the Akashic Records? Who do I know that can access the Akashic Records? And going forward, I think that it's really going to be helpful to all of us, but maybe even mostly to me with the stuff that I've got in front of us with this Pluto and in whatever house it's in and all of this kind of stuff, right? to stay in this, what do I know about this?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who knows the things that I don't know? And building the unity of collaboration and community to create something larger, to create something that benefits more people, more lives, more emotional states in a positive way, right? So stay in that question this week, if you will, and try to stay out of, oh, I know everything about this, or I don't know anything about this, and stay in that middle zone of, well, what do I know? What don't I know? And actually listen after you ask, what don't you know? Because you will be led to finding out the things that you need to know that you don't know yet, if you allow it, right? So yes, going forward this week in that space of question, what is available? What don't I know that I could learn? What do I know about any given subject that can be built on? And expand who you are based on who you've been and who you can be. And if you need a little access to some knowledge that maybe isn't quite mainstream anymore, as accurate as it may be, you can reach out to any one of us three Crones. And whichever one you reach out to will be the right one you needed to reach out to. And we can help you with whatever it may be. Who knows what that is yet? What is it that you know that you don't know? What is it that you don't know that you really do know? And that resonates in your heart when you hear it coming at you. All right? Live in that space this week, and I promise you everything will be all right. Okay, now ladies, what you got? What you got?
Okay, well, Joanne, what is it that you have going on? Because I know that you're you're going to be doing a symposium. I know. No, okay, what is it you're doing? You're a guest on something.
Yes, I am. I'm a guest speaker on this humongous panel that has over, I think there's over 100 speakers, and each one of us will have an opportunity to share our insight in little, what they call panel rooms, and provide a lot of information. So I'm really excited about that, which is why I won't be here next week. So, but then on a personal note, this Friday, well, it's not a personal note, this Friday, I'm actually doing a Reiki level 1 attunement ceremony with two amazing women. One I've never even met before, and the other one who is very dear to me. So I'm very excited for that attunement to come in. I always get excited when people get attuned. And being that is so close to the full moon energy, which theoretically I planned it out that way. Of course.
Yep. I do the same.
Yes. But yeah, so I think that's enough for right now in reference to what's going on in my world. But there's so much more to come. And just interested to see what unfolds, because the two women who's getting attuned, it's not just about them being attuned, it's also the work that I'm doing for them to be attuned. So quite interesting to see what comes from there and what it is I learn that I am not aware of at this time.
Nice.
So,
yeah, that's really good. That is. And for me, I'm finishing up my beta actually at the moment. And I have to tell you, my class has been awesome with me, because we've had a lot going on, ups and downs, and technology, and they have taken it like champs.
That's awesome.
They're like, this is all, and the really cool part is that they've given me great feedback, and I try to go back, and I've been updating and trying to adjust different things, and we'll probably all be working together a little bit longer. Just so that I can make sure I get really good feedback, so that when I present this class out. I'm thinking the end of May, beginning of June, or I may wait. Actually, the other aspect has been the summer solstice and offering it around that time. We'll see. I'll sit with it a little bit more because I don't know what I don't know, or I don't know what I need to know.
There you go.
And I know other things that I don't realize I know. So yeah, I'm going to sit with all that. But we're going to be ending that class here soon with something really cool. I'm going to do an entire energy clearing for the group. So I've done it in person. This is going to be really fun because we're going to do it together on Zoom.
Nice.
So I am again exploring possibilities.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Well, we finished up our 6-week beta couple weeks, well, actually last week. And I, like you, I want to give a huge thank you to the people that were in that with me because they gave me such valuable results and feedback, and the generosity of sharing the things that they shared with me and the things that we were able to shift are just mind-blowing. So like you, I'm going to be spending some time over the next few weeks going, okay, we need to add this, take a little bit of this out of there, throw a potato in, get rid of some of that salt.
Exactly. It is. It's like cooking. And I'm just like going, okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. And so it is. It's a lot of fun. I've been having, it is. It's a good time. And I think it's perfect timing, because we had no retrogrades while we were doing this beta. And I think that allowed that, I don't know, maybe you had a different sense, but I think it's allowed us to feel the energy of the class a little bit more cleanly, if you will, without added stuff.
Nice. Let's see. So as far as the stuff that I'm going to be doing going forward, I want to invite both of you. I know, Krista, you will be sawing logs at this time, but I'm telling you,
one night I'll get up.
Set your alarm because Mike Thompson, head bartender at Edge Steakhouse at the Westgate in Las Vegas, is coming to teach us how to make 2 classic old Vegas cocktails in Tipsy in Tiaras this week on Friday. So grab your girlfriends, grab your tiara, grab your champagne flute, and I'm going to be putting up some little memes. Yep, there you go. See, you got your crown ready, crown on, and come join us because, the 2 cocktails that he's offering to make us, the Vegas Dream and the Clover Club, sound like absolutely delightful drinks to be sipping poolside with hot and cold running Cabana Boys. So that's my plan for the summer.
Okay.
And
Jen have a very similar summer plan.
Right? I like it. So send Jen on over to Tipsy and Tiaras. She might not appreciate Mike's eye candy as much as I do, but I've always been a sucker for that, distinguished gray-haired look, But at any rate, it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I invite everyone who's watching this to come and join us for that. So that's it pretty much for me. And Sue, yes, you too. Tracy, Christy, thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, back to Sue. Go visit Sue today, this week. Mention allthekingschildren.org and make sure that you're part of this amazing fundraiser to donate to that. Alrighty. Thanks once again to our show sponsors, Dimensional Healing, Creative Command, Wholistic Fitness New York, and of course, GayleNicholson.com. Make sure to let people know that you can watch us everywhere. YouTube, GayleNicholson.com, and Facebook. And between you and me, I will have the streaming service fixed at GayleNicholson.com before the end of this week. Once again, thank you all so very much for coming and joining us, and have a fantastic week ahead.